You can keep a pillow on your lap there, Lounge.
Do you want to explore our
Our
tats?
You got a Woody? You trying to hide your wood?
Yeah, I want that. I like pillows. I'm a pillow guy.
Well, this part is not getting edited out.
We're
not editing it out. Linus is blank.
Tyler, this would be a good tease before the actual formal introduction. Lau hiding his boner. Welcome back to the Sandy Hahn podcast. This is episode 59. And normally I talk a little bit, but we're going to talk so much throughout this. I'm not going to do a whole lot. We're going to talk about fundraising and all this stuff. So I'll just do an intro. My friends for life, really. Mark Creighton, Adam Walker, Mark Lowry. Say hi, and we have
Hi, everybody.
out here, our audience. One. And Tyler's not even here, so hopefully this works. So this is going to be pretty epic for me. So Lau does this for a living, so I think we're going to be okay.
I'd probably move that a little closer to your mouth.
Oh, you know what?
Let's do that. There you go.
Thank you.
I think that'll help.
I've got to lower it down.
Yeah, okay.
Got to see this.
Beautiful mug.
Got to see
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
So we'll start with how this episode came about, because they're doing their annual BBT baseball trip. I'll let them talk about that, but they came in town last night, got together with them at Crocker Park at Bar Louie. We had beers talking about strategizing what we're going to talk about today. We got some great ideas. But Lau had he would text me, like a week ago, and just said, hey, we're in town, maybe we could do a podcast. I'm like, hell yeah. And here we are.
Hells yeah.
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
So
You said we came up with some good ideas of things to talk about?
yeah.
Was I not there?
You're the one.
I was? Okay.
I said, we
They-
are
and they
not
were
going
good
to have
ideas?
That was
problems.
early in the night.
There's all kinds of stuff. And I guess we'll start with, while you're here, with the baseball trip. And you, I guess, can just chime in. They've been doing it for how many years?
Since 1990.
That's pretty cool. And so I know parts of it. Walk me through, but I know you've been to every. What? But talk about how you started with.
We started in 1990 when they were tearing down Comiskey Park, the White Sox park. And we drove in, maybe a Monday night, and did a Monday night game in Comiskey and a day game in Chicago, and drove back. And then we were like, well, that was kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, we had a
Let's-
White Sox game and a Cubs game back to back, and we had no idea that we were starting anything. You know, it was just four guys in Adam's Chevy Cavalier, and, right? That gold car you had, I thought. And then the next year we did the East Coast, like Cooperstown, Boston, New York, etc. And pretty soon it's like, all right, well now let's go to California.
Right,
And
then we actually had some money, so it was like, we can fly somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, we used to hit 6 or 7 cities in 6 or 7 nights and just have, one hotel room and pile everybody into one room because we had no money. Or we would stay with the people that we knew that lived in that city. Like, we're going to be in Milwaukee. Hey, Jim Sorg. Let's call Jim Sorg. And we all crashed at his place. And because we didn't have any money.
I don't think we gave them a choice either.
Yeah. And so it just kept growing. But, it became harder as the years went on because the ones that we had to pick up were spread out. Now we got to start flying places, and it became more challenging. But, I think Adam and I have been on all of them since 90. Mark, I think you've been on, of the 33 we've done, you've probably been on 28.
Yeah.
27?
I jumped in 95.
Yeah.
Usually I lived somewhere else, and, as I put it, you guys love baseball. I like baseball. You guys love it.
Yeah.
And this was a way to kind of just get back together with everybody. But the other part was after hearing the California trip and you guys sleeping in the van or on people's floors, I was like, they have these things called hotels. I'll join when you guys start doing that.
Well, I would have thought, like, what was not romantic about that when you were hearing those stories? Like, I thought that got you wanting to jump in.
No.
Like we were in San Diego, the third trip, and Richard's friend Ron Dashwood lives in San Diego. We didn't have a hotel, and he had like the smallest little one-room house near the beach, and we all crashed in there. Didn't we have to like climb in a window or something because we didn't have a key, and people slept on the ceiling or up on the roof?
We slept on the roof.
Really?
The roof of the house, because there wasn't room for everybody to sleep inside.
And didn't we set up chairs so that if you rolled over in your sleep, at least you'd hear the chair drop before you dropped?
Yeah, and we set up a perimeter for those that were sleeping upstairs on the roof.
So that answers your question of why I didn't go into
Yeah. So those early
Mike
days were
doesn't
rough.
sleep on roofs, okay?
No.
Doesn't
No.
happen. Not going to happen.
But that's what made it fun. You know, it was that week where you just hang out with your friends and see people in the cities that you're going to. You know, if we're going to be in New York, hey, let's look up a Karen Danda. We actually stayed in her apartment in New York one time. She had just a little, like, you know, basic apartment in New York, and I think like 4 of us crashed there too. So, but then eventually, you know, we started to spread out. But that's what's cool is we get to see people in all these different cities.
Yeah, so in '95, I was moving from Chicago to New York, and I still had access to the corporate apartment, and you guys were like, we're staying there. And so you guys came out to New York, and then we drove up to Boston and stayed at Jim Rogers' house.
Yeah.
Went out and had dinner with his parents, which we hadn't seen for years. Then came back. You guys met up with Matt Rogers. I flew back to Chicago because I was moving that weekend. But since then, other than 97, when I was trying to buy a condo, I think I've been on all of them since then.
Yeah.
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 Very cool.
The baseball becomes secondary, and it gets us around the country. You know, like we've done the touristy things. We've been up in the St. Louis Arch and the Needle in Seattle, and we've been to the Grand Canyon. I mean, we've done some really great stuff.
You've been on the Dalton Highway.
We've been on the Dalton Highway in
Went to Alaska.
Why don't
What's
you?
the
Who doesn't
Dalton
want to do
Highway?
that?
Up in Alaska, we went up to see the Alaska Baseball League. It's a summer league. I was watching ESPN, and they did a special on some of the players. It's like the Cape Cod League, but all up in Alaska. And Barry Bonds, Wade Boggs were interviewed.
Mark McGuire played up there.
Mark McGuire. They all mentioned that they played in this league and how terrific it was. And I told these guys, I was like, we got to go to this. And there's a game in Fairbanks called the Midnight Sun Game that they've been playing for 100 years. And it's on the summer solstice. And so we went up to go to that game. I think it started at like 9 or 10
10:30.
p.m. Yeah. And finished around just before 2. I know it was just before 2 because then we went to the bars and they were like, it's last call. We're like, it's still light out.
Yeah. And we got to see the northernmost Denny's on the face of the planet. They had a big sign out
You want to talk
front.
about tourist stops?
Yeah, the northernmost
Highlight.
Denny's. So you've never been there.
I've not. But now it's going to be my goal
Right.
to go there. Now that I can move and
Yeah.
travel because I'm feeling bad.
That's where you want to go.
I'm going there.
Now that you're
Put it
more
at the top
mobile.
of your list of things
So
not to
how
do.
many, you've been all of North America?
Well, yeah, the trip's taken
For
us to-
Major League.
Correct. We've been to all the major league stadiums, the 30 that are open. I've been to 22 that have closed. So 52, I think, is the number. And so, like, years like this year, we're out of major league parks and we're waiting for Tampa to figure out if they're going to build one, for the A's to maybe move to Vegas, so we can jump on it and say we've been to all of them again. But in the meantime, it's not treading water necessarily, but we just figured this year, let's do something different and, give Mark the opportunity to come home and hang out and see his family and stuff. And then, so we're just doing Ohio this week. And then we're going to Pittsburgh and Erie just because we could. And so it's a more local trip this year just to keep it going and just hang out. So.
Very cool. And I made a comment, kind of Adam mentioned earlier, that it's not really about the baseball. It's about
Hanging
friends.
with the guys, yeah.
just friends. hanging out, which is so
Getting
cool.
on people's nerves at day 4
It's-
Yeah, here's an example. Last
or
night,
day 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got to the Guardians game last night. You know, my brother was there and some other friends were there, and they were out in right field or center field, just almost by the gate. And you really couldn't get a view of the field. But there were like 12 of us there last night, and we were just hanging out, talking, laughing, sharing stories, laughing more. And the game ended, and when it ended, I took like 20 steps walk forward and went like this so I could see the field, because I hadn't seen the field all night. Like, I could see the scoreboard from where we were standing, so if something happened, we could watch it up there. But it's not about keeping track of the game and, oh, we're down a run or whatever. It's hanging out with your buddies, and we don't even get seats. These stadiums that we're going to this week, we're just going to stand and find a place and walk around the stadium and just laugh and enjoy our time.
Yeah, I've been to so many games where I'm hanging out, having drinks, sitting inside, watching the game that's going on behind me on a TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, especially when it's really fucking hot out.
Yeah.
And they have that area in the right field where most is enclosed. It's nice and cool.
Yeah.
Because the heat's, I mean, some of those games, it's pretty damn hot.
Yeah, and you know, we can't talk about the baseball trip and not talk about how you know, it transitioned since, you know, the passing of our friend Bobby Peden and us setting up the Rocket Power Scholarship, you know, at Bay High in his name. So you know, you guys can talk about the tradition of Horrendous Shirt Day.
Nice shirt day.
That was
You
that was an expert
you
move.
You would think I do this for a living.
Yeah, I'm impressed, Mark. Yeah.
You know, after knowing you at what, 50, 51 years,
51.
you're impressed now.
Yeah, it took you a long time to get there.
Yeah.
You've achieved it, though. You want to talk about scholarship?
I thought I'd talk about Horrendous Shirt Day.
Oh, well, I'll talk about scholarship. You go first.
Talk about the important stuff, the Horrendous Shirt Day.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it may have been today, so that's why I wore my
Yeah.
That one's cool. That's not even
store
horrendous.
called.
Yeah, so we started this tradition just kind of, I just found this horrible Jets shirt at a store, and I was like, this is the ugliest shirt I've ever seen. Like, it made no sense. It was green stripes and black stripes, and so we kind of started it as like, let's wear bad shirts, and I think at first we called it like Tourist Day shirt. Like, hey, of course, look at the tourists. And so then it just evolved, and then it took a life on of its own. Now it's we call it Horrendous Shirt Day, and
Right, Pagan wore a shirt your dad let him borrow that like Patty had that had like the bikini body on it. And my brother had an Andre Rison brown shirt that still had the price tag sticking out the back. I think it said 99 cents.
Yep.
And then it just kind of evolved.
Well, it also was, some of it was buying a shirt for someone else. You could find the worst shirt.
right, and the
And
other
then that
person
day
had,
in the hotel, you gave it to him. You're like, hey, I got a shirt for you. And you guys were buying shirts that were horrendous, but also like 2 sizes too small for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're planning now.
So
Throughout the year. if
Now it's
see
what are you
something, you're
willing
like,
to wear?
Oh, I'm getting that for so and so.
yeah.
Well, now it's a matter of pride. It's like, how horrendous of a shirt can I find? And so you kind of buy it for yourself.
Yeah.
and
And
kinda
so
compete.
a week from tonight, we'll be in Cincinnati. I'm sorry, on Friday, we'll be in Cincinnati. And Taylor Swift's at the stadium right next door. So it's going to be an absolute zoo down in Cincinnati on Friday. So we're going to make that Horrendous Shirt Day. So whatever you decide to wear, you got to wear it in front of everybody that
Swifties?
night.
All
All the
the
Swifties.
Swifties.
Yeah, I still don't think that we're going to stand out that much.
Yeah. Well, unless
Ah,
unless there's sequence, then you'll match everybody that's there.
Yeah. And then another segue with Bob getting into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And that night, and then that right before
Yeah.
Sandy's fundraising. See how I'm doing this? I'm
Yeah.
connecting these
Do you
dots.
have a list?
You're a pro. You know, you should teach this to people.
I try.
Yeah. We have the Rocket Power Scholarship we give out for students that have overcome adversity at Bay High School. So we've given out, I think, right around $12,000 in scholarships so far in the last 7 years. And then, Bob is getting inducted into the Bay Athletic Hall of Fame the day after your fundraiser. So it's going to be a great weekend where we can honor Sandy on Friday night, turn around and honor Bob on Saturday. And so it's just great that he got
cool.
in. And that was a big process.
Because I was pushing to have it on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And then Tom Lawrence, who's working.
He's doing
it. I don't.
Unbelievable.
He said, I don't want you to do anything. Just, I'll handle it. And he wanted Friday night, which turned out to be perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah. For a couple reasons, because they gave us the whole place. Jen was there last night, and she asked what floor. So we get the whole damn place, but on a Friday we got that.
So Music Box Supper Club. Why don't you tell people?
August 25th. It's going to be a party. You're not going to miss it. And actually, just earlier this week, the site just went live where you can actually buy tickets, and we've already got a number of people sponsoring, which is really nice. It's unbelievable. Talking about last night with Aunt Beth, there's going to be a lot going on. I've got a lot of stuff I want to do, and I'm probably going to need some of your help with it as far as...
Yeah, I offered that.
And I haven't talked to you about it because it's just now.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's getting serious as far as what we're going to do. It's going to be, from 7 to 12. There's going to be a band. We're going to keep it simple. There's going to be an open premium bar the whole time and food.
Budweiser?
The whole time, whatever you want. Sorry.
You're right.
Whatever you want.
Top shelf.
and pretty good and really good food. And the food's just going to be out the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no formal sit down. It's just drinks and food, whatever you want. It's going to be very simple. There's going to be a band there, like a 10, 12-piece band with horns.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you were going to sing.
I'm gonna sing.
I didn't know if that was a secret.
Yeah,
I didn't think
either.
it was.
I
I think you mentioned it in other podcasts.
I've mentioned it's I'm not a great singer, but I just like to sing. I am taking online lessons.
Don't let a lack of talent stop you.
I never have.
You'd be like Rodney Dangerfield. Shake it up, baby.
Yes.
I'm not shy about cheering.
Sandy Hahn, king of the overshare.
Yes. Yeah, I cross the line sometimes. So I was sitting out here doing the online singing class, and I had my headphones on. I'm like, doing the voice stuff. And there's people playing golf. And I'm just sitting in my own world. And Mary Beth comes, opens the door. The dog doesn't pee. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? Those little hair words. I'm like, oh, I'm practicing my singing. She's like, nodded her. There's people on the golf course who can hear you. I'm like, maybe look at a laugh out of it. She nodded her head, took the dog's pee, and went back inside.
So you've never been a singer, like, other than sing-alongs in bars, probably, but I've never, like...
Or whenever music
sung
played.
in a choir, or you've never had any... That's
No.
pretty ballsy to get up and do that.
I've done a lot of karaoke.
I'm sure you have.
And I've actually, I won third place. They did it at Champs at Crocker Park. Thursday night karaoke. And I think I got third place more or less from lobbying and for my performance.
Well, I'm sure you didn't just stand still.
Oh, no.
I'm sure you were selling it.
So, I sold it. I got up there and I sang Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I can be loud and deep. I'm like, I won't do it in here because it's obnoxious. And I was just all over the place. And then the stage is kind of close to the bar. And I stepped over onto the bar. And I'm singing to the bar. And there's a lady there. And I reached down and she kind of turned her head and I just licked her face. And she was just like, what the fuck was that? Like, yeah.
Hey, it got you third place.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then
what did you have to do to get second?
and then I finished the song, and I went, sexual chocolate! Bam! So you know that. You and my wife, she loves it. I've done that anytime the contest, and it's from
Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Yeah. Sexy chocolate.
Sexy chocolate.
Awesome.
And the guy who's running, he was not happy. Came and grabbed, what the hell? Starts yelling at me, and then my friends came up, just back off.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing. So
You can't stifle creativity.
no, you gotta let me be. I want to be noticed. And so I kept lobbying the judges. So like, fine, we'll give you third place. Get out of here. Go away. You're annoying. And I've done a few others just because I like to.
This would be different though. This one you're going to practice,
I was
and it's a lot more
in
formal.
the bathroom getting ready yesterday, and I was jamming. So there's first, they're only letting me do 2 songs. So I'm going to do the first one's Michael Stain event, All I Ever Wanted, for my wife, Mary Beth. And I was practicing in there. Did you hear me? She's like, yeah.
You better improve.
I thought it was okay. I got to take some more lessons. And the second one song is that one's a surprise. And there'll be a surprise guest coming up there as well.
All right.
Well, I would just say that they have probably advised you that you could only do 2 songs, but it is your party, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Someone, I think even Julie said that. She goes, what's to stop you from just going up there and singing? And I go, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Nothing. Till the
And now-
police come,
and
you're
now
all
you
good.
play- Now you planted a seed there, Mark.
That's what I do.
I can do what I want. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. There's going to be singing. There's going to be a real quick auction, a live auction.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few things. Like one thing's going to be my brother-in-law, TR and Kelly. I have a beautiful house in Burt Lake, up in Michigan. We're going there next Friday for a week. And right in the lake, they just got 2 jet skis, wave runners, and I'm going to try that. If they can get
Are
my
you?
ass on that
Nice.
damn thing.
Of course you are.
And it can house like 16 to 20 people. There's tons of beds. So they're going to get that a week away, and normally they get like $7,500 for
Yeah.
a week. But you can get 4 or 5 families in there to
Yeah.
split that up, and it's gorgeous. And so they've offered that up, which is unbelievably,
awesome.
unbelievably generous. So, and there's a few other things. There'll be a few things on a silent auction, just some items.
Can people? How do they go about donating? Is there anything on the
Yeah.
website if they want to
And
donate
what is it
items
donated to?
or things for the auctions?
It's good.
It's a good question.
See,
Good
Mark, I
question.
ask good questions too.
Whatever.
Get in touch with Tom. Get in touch with the.
You're gaining.
Tom.
You're
Yeah.
gaining on it. It's pretty good. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that. We've been kind of not really promoting it.
Yeah.
But there's some people that have asked, was like, I want to do this, and trying to do too much because that wasn't the.
Right.
I mean, he's asking a lot of money to go to this thing,
Right.
so it's not like you want to have
Mhm.
people have to spend too much more. But there'll be a few things, and they'll be pretty cool. So that'll be part of it. There'll be a few speeches. Obviously, I want to get up and say something.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Beth has a few things she wants to say. But we're not trying to make it too long because we could.
Sure.
I'd go on talking now and have to limit what I say. But obviously, I would thank everyone because the main goal is so I can get a motorized wheelchair in a van to transport it around.
Yep.
So, and this was I don't know, Lawrence and some other guys, their idea that they wanted to do this. I'm like, that's awesome. It started, it was going to be just a golf tournament, and then it kind of evolved. And this wasn't even my idea. I just thought, again, it started as a golf tournament, but it's taken on a life of its own. It's going to be cool. So, a few speeches. And what's going to be cool, because again, the motorized wheelchair, I mean, I can move, but you can see I still have a difficult time. I can only go so far on my walker, and I get really tired.
Mm-hmm.
But now with this wheelchair, it's like independence and ease of not worrying about. Like, last time I went to a Browns tailgate, Tom Lawrence pushed me in a wheelchair. In the crowd, I can't walk with that.
Yeah.
The terrain is difficult, and with a huge crowd, if they bump into me, I'm going down. So in the wheelchair, but the problem with that is he hits like a little bump, and I'm like, he almost launched me several times.
You look like Nordberg.
Yeah, right down the stand.
I don't know if I tried to put that in. I think I said it.
Yeah,
to
you sent it to us in a
Yeah.
text.
That happened. My Mary Beth.
Yeah, you were
too
saying.
long hit. What? She launched me. It was pretty funny. I was laughing my ass off. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you!" I'm like, "I'm fine." That was funny.
Yeah.
I was gonna call the condo and try and get the tape of it. Kind of like, I want to put that in a podcast. That was funny. And then they're not gonna give it to you. They're gonna be scared of a loss.
Yeah, there's that.
So I didn't get it. That did happen. But the motorized wheelchair, I can, get around terrain, go anywhere, so I can go to the tailgate. I can go into the game. I get special entrance. I'll wait in the line.
Everybody's gonna be fighting to go with you.
I
You get good seats.
I know.
too.
I told you. I get the best seats in
Yeah.
the house.
Good parking.
Yeah.
I get parking,
Man,
entrance.
you could charge just to go to the game with you.
Yes.
Think of all the benefits.
Auction that up. You get the best seat, literally.
A day
with
an
Sandy.
experience with Sandy in his new wheelchair. Bid on that.
$8.
And it's going to be an experience because this thing can go everywhere, and I'm going to have it customized. I'm going to have a pisser, external catheter, so I can just pee.
As opposed to you just peeing anywhere like you usually do.
I did, but it's just, I'm trying to get up,
Right.
and then the last one I did
No, I
get,
meant anywhere in public.
Yeah,
Like you
well,
usually do.
which happens. This is the last time this picture actually on my website of me. And I'm holding the fence and trying to pee, and my pants are down around my ankles. And of course, Pete Powers is there, and he's trying to, put me up, and Coach Tom Lawrence leans in and takes a picture of it. He's like,
Of course.
"Well, you guys really are best friends." Most people would try and he's trying to take a picture of it. That's
That's the friends you
that's
have.
yes.
Photo for above the fireplace.
Yeah, it's I'll have that, which would make things easier.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to give me independence to do stuff. Concerts. I want to go to concerts, and I'll get seats for that too. So I just want to live life, and even getting around the house. I mean, I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I want to walk, but I can't walk, and it's difficult for that. Even getting out here, I'm going to put a ramp there, a ramp out here, a ramp in the garage, redo the bathroom because I can shower, but it's difficult.
Probably scary.
It is. I'm afraid I'm going to fall, and I got bars and stuff in there, but we're going to redo the shower and I can get a shower wheelchair so I can, which is again just for peace of mind and safety. I even had him give me a quote for one of those chairs to put in the basement. It'll be
my
like
baby
Like Jack
takes- my
Black.
baby takes the morning.
baby. There's a
takes the
video.
morning train.
Yes, I did that.
I was thinking of Cloris Leachman and Jack Black. From
Oh, that
Office
one too.
episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they have one at a restaurant called Veranda, It's on Detroit in Avon, and was there last year. And there's one bathroom that guys I was still helping get through the crowd and went there. And one time we went in there was like somebody in there and like 2 or 3 people waiting. And I knew there was a bathroom up this little flight of stairs, and I saw the little seat. And I'm like, oh, I'm going in that. And video it. Some night. Website. Yeah. And I'm singing that song, My Baby, as I'm going out. It's
It's a great episode.
Pretty funny. So, anyways, so just the night again, auction speeches, and then just party.
I think you're getting a great turnout.
Yeah,
You know?
a lot of people have already said, "Oh yeah, we're," and a number of them said that they want to do some sponsorships, and I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of sponsors, and I'm just going to ask some of my, obviously you're going to bring whoever you want to bring, so a few extra. I'd like to have some other people, because it's expensive. And again, I'd like to use some to have some other people be able to.
Have you found like last couple of years, like you have more friends than you even thought you had? Like, I mean, all the people that call or come on the podcast or want to meet you out, has it like, are you surprised at all?
Yes, but it's so cool because I had a couple guys on who were so cool, George McFadden and Chris Brizes, and they were so good on it, and they were talking a lot about it. It's like, because he said this on there. There's just a lot of people who really love you, and it's make them cry. But there's people that care that much, and that's kind of what I want. I'm going to bawl my eyes out and cry. Talking about what's meant to me, this giving me my life, and to thank people for doing that, and because it's been a roller coaster of a ride, and even last Christmas I thought was my last one. I was not doing good physically, and then things turned around mid-February, and then now I'm like, I'm a new person, I'm moving better. Now I'm beating this disease, and I'm going to continue that, and it's giving me a new lease on life, bringing it back to life. So I'm doing these podcasts differently, whereas at the beginning I did it for something for my wife and my kids to remember about, because I thought, I'm done. And now I'm not done. I'm doing these things for a long time, and I feel so great, and I'm doing things. Going tomorrow to pick up a golf cart. I golfed again last week in this other different chair. I'm getting a new one. I'm going to send to, wait till you see this thing. I just can't wait to do it, because I'm going to be good. I can't wait to do that. So I'm going to golf again. I'll be out there every damn day.
You still swinging?
You showed that picture of the cart, and I was like, "Are you gonna put racing stripes on that thing?"
Hell yeah!
It is souped up.
It's a little.
It is nice.
It's like a little race car, and I'll put a picture of that on. Overlay it on this, which a cool thing. We got pictures, videos. Mark's in a great video of his wife Jen and Mary Beth singing at Adam's mac and cheese party.
Oh, you have that on video?
Yeah,
Oh,
you have those two singing.
I showed it to Mary Beth last night. She let me go, where was that? Go, that was Adam and Heather's, not a chili cook-off, a mac and cheese
Macaroni
party.
and cheese.
And then, of course, it breaks out into everyone singing.
Karaoke in the kitchen.
Karaoke in the kitchen.
And I hope if anyone that has, we have that video, but hoping that somebody else filmed it. It was, I can't remember the name, the lady, the curly hair, she's always,
Who brought the?
Oh, Jamie.
Jane, awesome. And she's singing like it's Gladys Knight, Midnight Train, and me, Marky, and Kippy are three of us together, and we're like,
doing the pips.
the pips. It was awesome. So I hope somebody has a video of that. I would love to put that. But other pictures and videos that will have Tyler interlay over all of this, which would be really
That'd be cool.
And then, of course, music. And we have plenty of time to something to come out for like probably a month. That we can all put together. Reminds us of us. Which would be pretty cool. It's going to be. I got some other ideas to put on there, but
Yeah, I've got my list of songs.
yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm just so beyond excited that I'm going to golf. I never thought. All I did growing up was. I mean, once I stopped playing baseball and football, I could come up with golf. I golfed and I skied. I never thought I'd do those things again. And now I'm going to golf. And I'm going to ski this winter.
You were showing me, right, a contraption last night that
Yeah.
so you could ski.
Yeah, hearing the things that you want to do and your excitement. Talking in the car yesterday.
Yeah.
One, it's inspirational, and two, I said, well, you were talking about not taking your golf cart into the sand trap, and I was like, well, it's not like you're going to keep your handicap score, and you're like, oh, I'm keeping my score, and I was like, ooh, excuse me,
Damn straight.
but you could, became like ultra competitive about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
Well, I'm
in
going to
for
be
100.
good. I'm going to handicap establish, and I'm going to beat some ass. And then this winter, my buddy Pat Shea has a house in Telluride, which is really nice. But he had called me. He's like, "Oh, we've got the whole setup out here. His kids help volunteer with handicapped people to ski." And I remember I said, "I said, well, I'm skiing. Not only going to ski once I get the hang of it, I'm going to try for the Paralympics. I'm going to win a gold medal. I was just a good skier. Once I get the hang of that,
Yeah.
nobody's going to beat me.
Can't wait to see it.
Slalom or something, whatever it is, beat them all."
Slalom. Why don't you just go down the hill first?
I was well. Once I learn the hang of it, I'll slalom,
then worry about slalom.
or just a downhill. Maybe,
Yeah.
if they have that, imagine
Exactly.
that.
Just do that
And
first.
I can't break my leg like I've done so many times because I'll be in a sled.
That's
Kind of like
true.
cheating. And I think this golf cart almost feel like it's cheating too because it's holding me up, and I'm gonna do well. So tomorrow, I'm gonna see driving down to Columbus. I'm gonna take videos of my buddy's got his house, and he's on a course down there, and then there's a little range you can hit some balls, and you got the course, and like.
Yeah, that sounds like.
So
great.
it's truly life changing. It's unbelievable. Even a few weeks ago, I never thought. And then I heard about this other one, which I tried out. And then I got this other cart, which is going to be even better. And then it's just all evolved, which is just so damn cool. So I can't wait to do it. And there'll be a lot more videos and podcasts of all that stuff. But so I guess back to the question of what these guys had said, it was so cool because they're saying, you're very inspirational. And I said, well, thank you for saying it, because that's my goal. It's the feedback I get back from people is amazing. People I haven't talked to for 40 years are texting and messaging saying, I saw your podcast and I want to let you know this is helping me and helping other people. I'm like, ooh. And then it became, that became like almost like a mission. I feel like it's my gift now that I want to share.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said that a lot from I learned about meditation. Learned that I look at this disease as a gift now, that it's changed who I am. I start appreciating every little thing in life, just getting up, enjoying time with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone, I don't get angry about stuff. I just don't. I'm just happy to be alive. And I didn't think I was going to be. And I want to share that with other people. And keep doing it and do it and do it for a long time. So it's really cool. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about it too much.
Cool.
It's your podcast.
That's true. Or, we may talk some more about me. No, actually, wait a minute. Enough of me talking about me.
Let's steer
How
it back.
about
Let's
you guys
to
talk
you.
about me?
You know,
We all talk about you.
I wish there were 2 more of me, so it could be 3 times as good.
Leave that one.
Yeah. Well, I have to say this, and not to, you talked about, where you were like last winter, not to go back to those dark days, but, when you used to call me and me being out on the West Coast, and it was late. And when I saw your name pop up, and I was like, I know how late that is, and I was like, oh fuck, Sandy's calling me, and it's 3 a.m. back here, and I'm looking, and I was like pressing the phone, and I was like, hey bro, what's up? And you were like, hey, you couldn't sleep, or sometimes you were like you were scared to go to sleep, and so
Sure.
the next thing that I asked you was, are your pants up? Because even before this, it was 50-50.
Not are you okay, but are your pants up?
Let's start
Well,
there.
it is 50-50
50-50.
question. A lot of times they're not.
Yeah, exactly. So one, interject a little humor into the conversation, lighten it up. But the other part was, make sure that if somebody had to come get you, that's not the first thing they see. Is Sandy with what used to be you have a fistful of little Sandy sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
So talk to you and then chat with you, and and then kind of see how you're doing, and just say, hey, get through the night, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll check in, and then seeing where you are now. Like I said, it's inspirational. It's fantastic, and how you're talking about all the things that you're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
And excel at them. It's fantastic.
And I'm going to travel more because now I can. I had a hard time last winter. Disaster from getting on a plane. But I want to come out west. I live in Napa. I want to see you in town. I just want to go places while I can, while I feel like this. Because honestly, part of me is terrified to, go back to how they were. I was worried about that for a while. I'm starting to not worry about it because I just don't even think that in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going back there. But because those days were dark, I was terrified to go to sleep because there's a lot of nights I didn't think I was going to get up.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got up, I'm like, oh, okay. And so now it's like, but now
You can't wait
I
because you got so much.
When we talked about it yesterday, I felt so good. And I said, Marcus, I had an epiphany today. Last night, I didn't drink too much. I slept real well. I worked out with my training, and I was eating a little healthy, and I feel great. Mm-hmm. Who knew? That would have been good information to have 30 years ago.
Yeah, right. Wait,
I was about to say a lot of people knew. We weren't taking that advice.
Go over this mystery list again.
I
What is
know.
it that makes you feel better? What is it?
Yeah. Don't drink too much.
Okay.
Get a good night's sleep.
Okay.
Work out.
Okay.
Trying to eat a little healthier.
Yeah.
What?
Who knew?
I know.
I think
that's
we're gonna- I
right.
think
I
we're
said
gonna-
those words to Marky. I'm like, all right.
I think
Kidding.
we're gonna
He's like,
I think we're gonna heed that advice this week.
Based on yesterday, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's a hard plan to follow this week. I'll start next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
Start tomorrow.
because there will be definitely going to be a few nights where that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the fundraising. That's going to be
Yeah.
go late and it's going to be crazy.
As opposed to the old days of coming out of the flats at when the bar's closed, going right over to the Euro stand, telling the guy to give you extra schmutz on it.
Extra schmutz.
Extra schmutz.
And then waking up the next day with tzatziki sauce all down your shirt.
We're just sitting on the corner. And then we wake up and we like,
That guy probably retired.
Oh, my
He made
hands.
so much money
Yeah.
off of us. Yeah.
oh, it was,
They were delicious at the time.
oh, just amazing. There was sometimes
the best.
you get two of those down and you finish one. That's right. I don't want to get it halfway through. You're like, this was a good idea. Exactly.
The cab driver,
You
don't eat
wonder
that in
what
the car. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then you're half it's on you, and on the car it stinks. Oh, both of you.
It was awesome.
That was. Shit, that was. Remember all the bars? How many bars were in the Rum Runners?
The Beach Club,
Beach Club.
Fagans.
These guys worked at Fagan's. Then they have your pink shirts on.
Jimmy's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peabody's,
Fagans, Peabody. Oh my God.
I like that Harbor Inn. Is that
That's still there.
Harbor Inn, DePoo's.
Harbor Inn's still there.
Booze?
Everything else is gone.
That's okay.
There's new ones
We
coming
probably
up.
asked to leave.
It's now it's
Some
real
of us at some
touristy
point.
though. It's kind of
Yeah,
chains.
I don't.
Bigger chains than.
I don't really
What
go
it
there,
used to
very,
be.
but it's nice
Mm-hmm.
in the summertime. And I've had people from out of town taking down there in the summer. Like, wow, this is really nice. And then I said, "You like this? You should try Putin Bay
Mm-hmm.
in Catawba Island." I mean, it's like you're a different world.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful in the summer, but Putin Bay. Last time I went there, you gotta, when you get there, make sure you buy your return trip on the Jazz Festival at 10 p.m. Because by 10 p.m. there, people have been boozing all day,
Yeah.
and they can hardly even speak or walk.
Yeah.
And so we're getting on at 10 p.m. and they're sold out, and there's every people like. They're like walking down, because they want to get the hell off the island.
Yeah, get off the island. It's last chance.
And they can't. We're like, yeah, no, I'm
Sleeping
out.
in the park.
And then we got back to Jet Express, and we'd also, I should say we, wasn't me, I'm not that forward thinker. Some other more organized, mature people had pre-ordered a taxi or an Uber to pick us up. Because then when we get back there, the crowd, they can't get a vehicle.
Can't get a vehicle out of there.
We've got one, and they are swarming it, trying to get in. People are just getting in. It's like, no, this is all right. Get the fuck out. And we get in, they're literally
That's funny.
pounding on the thing, trying to get it. It's hysterical. So like, now you know those are your key planning things if you're going to go to Putin Bay. Very key points.
This is fun.
Talking to somebody, and I talk to people all the time, and as a life lesson, you always come up, Sandy, in regards to when your dad owned the restaurant in the bowling alley, and when you came home and you said that you were going to be a professional golfer and you're going to quit school.
Yeah, that happened.
And what did he make you do?
He made me wash dishes at his restaurant.
He told you
The
you were going to
hogs
work at the
were-
restaurant, and you were like, oh, yeah, you were going to like co-manage with Tim.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
So what did he have you do? I don't know this.
Okay. I said I want to be a professional golfer. I want to drop out of college, and I was in tears. Hey, you shithead! What are you? I mean, we went off, and he goes, and he made me wash dishes.
Well, didn't he tell you that, if you wanted to do that, then you had to do this first for the summer?
Oh no!
No, he just didn't even give you a choice.
Or what a choice. Here's what you're gonna fucking do. So I owned it. I was a singing dishwasher. And I have waitress. The gym music. I'm like, yeah, I'm back there singing.
The singing dishwasher.
And I had a lot of the waitresses bringing me those silver mixing things full of beer and drinks. Because I'm washing the dishes, singing, and they're just bringing me drinks.
That had to make your dad mad. He probably wanted to punish you a little bit, and you turned into the dancing, or the singing dishwasher. It's like, look, he's making the best of it. drinking beers.
Well, I don't know if he knew what was really going on, but I had a great time. But it did work as far as the life lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, am I bleeding?
Bleeding a little bit.
Makes me look tough. Ooh. Well, thank you.
Well, you can always pipe in like the Rocky theme music.
Ooh,
Yeah, that'll be the
that's cool.
that'll be the part there.
Adrian. Cut
Cut
me,
me, Mick.
cut me, Mick.
Mick.
So there was
cut me out.
one song that your brother Tim would play nonstop.
Name the cherry.
Buffalo
Stance.
Stance,
Oh
yeah.
my
Oh,
lord.
yeah,
was-
that I
was-
remember.
He
It-
probably pumped, and this was one of the old jukebox. I think it took quarters. Maybe
Yeah.
it took $1 bill. I mean, it could have been that advanced, but 50 times in a row.
Oh, it was crazy.
Well, that was after closing the restaurant
Yeah.
and then the bowling alley, and then we were the only ones in there bowling
Yeah.
by ourselves,
Yes.
and him playing that 50 times in a row.
That's just drinking and bowling till 4 in the morning.
I woke up and my thumb was like Fred Flintstone, pulsating. I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Oh man, just bowling for like
Bowling.
2 hours."
So that was fun summer, but ultimately it did. Until you know, it ended. Summer was ending, and I'm still wondering if I'm going to go back to school. And the manager of the place, this nice lady, she's like, pulled me aside. She goes, "You know what? I'm trying to finish my college degree still. I'm working here with 4 kids, and it's difficult. You have a father who's willing to pay for you to go to college, and you're thinking about not going it." And she made me feel like I'm just like, oh, okay. So I went back and finished. Now, and that,
She crushed your dream of being a pro golfer, though.
oh, like,
Well, you went back to BG and met your wife.
that's exactly. First off, I'm not disciplined enough to be professional go. Let's be honest. I just not gonna, it was never in the cards. But in that semester I went back, I think I turned 21 and I met Mary Beth. And then now this September will be 30 years that we've been married.
Since
So-
that first kiss in the UDF parking lot, is that what it was? I know exactly where that is on
on
campus.
High Street.
Yeah.
We met at me and Mr. Mustard's. Saw her from across the bar. I'm like, mm-hmm. Because we both went to Bowling Green, and I saw him. We've been trying to get together, and of course, it didn't work out until I saw him in Columbus. People were like, really? You go to school with her at Bowling Green, and all these other girls, and you're gonna go with her? And go, yep. And went and bought a drink, and the rest is history. Now we have 3 kids, and there's some other cool videos. So I want us all to talk about families because I want to hear more about yours, but I'll start with mine since I'm talking about it, and I'll make it kind of quick. Isabel, she's in London or Amsterdam right now with her boyfriend. She's at Miami University, 5th year. She did it right. I could have drawn
Chip off the old block.
milk today.
Yeah.
It is truly scary. Xander's in Chicago. He just turned 25. Looking for a new apartment in Lincoln Park. Works downtown. 25 single summer in Chicago.
Not bad.
I'm gonna go back and see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hang there. So that's cool. And then Madison's going to be 28 this September. She lives in London. She works for Nike. She was always in fashion. She's killing it. She's been all over the world at fashion shows. Literally Tokyo, Seoul, South Korea, Milan. She goes to Paris like on a monthly basis. She just signed someone recently. I don't know who it was. I was talking to her on Father's Day, and she's like, "Yeah, signed this new person. Like they do marketing and what do you call it? Like for clothes and shoes. That's what they call it. They coordinate, and she signs some new guy. I'm like, so you're kind of the shit right now. She's like, yeah, I guess I am.
Not bad.
She's very humble and very sweet. And her boyfriend Akira, who I absolutely love. I believe they're gonna get married. He does music. He's worked with Post Malone, Rage Against the Machine. In January he was in New York doing work with Madonna. 2 months ago he was doing work with Beyonce. He does the music in between the songs. And then Beyonce liked his music so much, she wanted to take it and make a song. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
And then they were telling a story where he was sitting having champagne with Jay-Z and a group of his peeps. And Akira's so humble. I think that's why I like him. He's not like on social media saying, look what I'm doing, who I'm with. He did nothing. And they were saying something about his music and her music or something. And he was kind of like, well, it is kind of my music. Next thing you know, they asked him he opened up for Beyonce in London.
Wow.
And I got a video left up on here.
That's awesome.
Of him.
That's big time.
I mean, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So they're killing it. And, they're kind of this cool couple, in magazines on the scene. They had, I don't know if I sent you guys that, but did a shoot with Dolce & Gabbana.
You did. It was slick.
Like, oh, that's pretty cool. So, anyway, I'm very proud of him. You can tell. And, of course, my lovely wife who puts up with me.
Probably should get, 90% of the credit?
She's a saint.
Yes.
95? 98?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. So, obviously, it's great. So, now you guys tell it.
Well, I'll segue off of that. So you brought the kids over to Kip's house when he was having one of his long time ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know. Isabel had to be maybe 5-ish. All 3 of them came over, and I don't know what you told them. Probably something as simple as, hey, chase Mr. Creighton. And so we're in the Kip's backyard, and I was like, yeah, I'll run with you. And so they're like chasing me, and I'm, dressed nicely, so I didn't want to work up a sweat. That's why I didn't do it that long. So I'm like running, and I do a couple of zigs and zag, and Madison is still like right behind me. And I was like, oh, so I did another one. I felt something on my heel. I look, and Izzy she dove at my leg and tried to take me out. And I looked down, and she's just looking. I was like, she tried to tackle me. I was like, holy cow. And I was like, okay, that's enough. I don't want you kids to get tired. I was out of breath.
She's got more personality. I love them all, but she's the most like me. Just scary. She's crazy. But yeah, they're just and Madison, she's probably one of the best athletes as far as running and because they all dance and so that was cool. And so how's Kip doing?
He's so good. He says hello.
Tell him I said hello.
Yeah, he was trying to come up yesterday, but just couldn't squeeze it before we headed out to the game. But he says hello. How you doing?
Wonderful. Well, hopefully they'll get to watch his.
Yeah.
Hi, Kip.
Yeah, but all 3 of them, felt like a gazelle running from a bunch of lions.
Yeah, I may have something to do with that. And then, how's Jan? And
She's doing good. She's coming out a week from today. So when we circle back after the baseball trip, she's going to fly out, and then we're going to hang out with family for a few days.
Nice. Very nice. Cool. So,
Me? You want the update?
I want all the updates.
I've got
your
my-
lovely wife.
I've got my 2-year anniversary coming up next week.
Wow.
So,
It's been that long.
I said to Selena the other day, I forget who we were talking to, but I said, yeah, it's cool, that she, lets me do what I'm doing and go on the baseball trips. And she, like, without even hesitation said, let you go. You being gone for a week might save our marriage. It's like, what?
That's fantastic.
So yeah, married life's good. Job's good. 2 step kids, college and sophomore in high school. And
Crushing
their
it at
life's
work.
a lot different, 54 years, I was just kind of wandering the earth a little bit, and
Make it sound
living
like
by
you've come
myself
through.
with my dog, and now I live with 3 dogs and 3 women and me, and it's a big adjustment, but it's great. Everything's wonderful.
And you said Rich was at the.
My brother's at the game last night. He's doing really well. My sister, my parents are still, they're both 81. I saw my dad last week. Went up to Ann Arbor for Father's Day. Went to Zingerman's up there and hung out for the day, and they're
Well,
doing well.
And we saw Lisa
Yeah, where was that? I don't remember. Recently.
Bar Louie.
Yeah.
You were in town,
Yeah.
and it ended up.
Right. She came up and just hung out for a little
That
while.
was cool.
Yeah, Lisa and John came up.
Yeah, he's
But yeah,
he's great.
Everybody's doing well.
And excuse me, Pops.
Good.
Your dad. I love Mr. Lowry, and I think I don't know if I asked you this to ask him. His name is, he goes by Dick, Richard Lowry. I said, at what point in a man's life does he go from Richard to saying, I want you to call me Dick now?
Yeah.
What is that? How does that transition go?
Yeah.
Just curious.
And do you remember what he told you?
I know.
So he's always gone by Rich, except at work they called him Dick. And I said, why do you go by Dick at work? And he's like, because that's what I am.
Well,
That's why he knows.
Perfect answer.
Hey, you got to be a dick. So that's why he says he did it. And then, that way when people would call the house, if they asked for Dick, we knew it was a work call. But yeah, he's like, oh, that's what I am. So
As only your dad can.
Exactly.
It was perfect.
exactly.
Yeah, my dad was Richard as well, and at work he was Dick Walker. Dick
Yeah.
Walker, glad to meet you. Right, it seems so odd these days, right?
And how's H is
yeah, Heather's
H
fantastic.
is wonderful.
Yeah, we're coming up on August. Will be 11
Wow,
11 years.
I can't believe it.
Seems like yesterday, and
It does. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
After
Wow.
what do you call that?
the wedding.
After the wedding, but the
Reception.
reception.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. And that was a party. Ooh,
That was
boy,
a good one. We chose the coldest day of the year, I think.
is that place still open?
No, that was
Milano or
Massimo.
something? Massimo.
Yeah,
That's
it
what it
closed down. Not too long after, actually.
And
Only a couple of years.
I'm sure
after
there was
that.
no connection.
Right,
Mm.
no connection.
Well, that was quite
Yeah,
a part. I mean,
it was a
I had,
yeah, that was a great day.
I had
Obviously,
fun.
it was fantastic. Yep, and I think she might be in the same boat of go away for a week.
Yeah.
See, we're helping them.
Yeah.
We're giving them time on their own by getting out
what?
for a while.
Because you're respectful of it.
I'm respectfully giving them. Yeah,
It's
Selena
you
can.
guys
Yeah.
should get more
This
credit.
is her
It's
week.
really nice of you guys, all of you to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome.
Exactly.
And then how's the rest of the family? What's your sister?
Yep, Heidi, Annie, and my other sister Deanna. Heidi's in Cleveland, Annie's in Columbus. and Deanna's in Florida. Yeah, all fantastic. Everything's going well.
Yeah. It was maybe a few years ago when Annie was in town. And it was so great to see her. We had fun. I mean, it may have been the mac and cheese party?
That was probably the wedding. Was it the wedding?
No, it was
No.
just.
Since then.
Yes, it was just.
Okay.
I think we're at your and Heather's house. Just.
Are we going to see her Thursday?
Possibly, yeah.
Good.
Are you
She's
going
gonna
to a
try.
game in
Columbus Thursday night.
Who in
Columbus Clippers, the Guardians, AAA team.
Hmm.
So try to hook up with whoever.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Because there's one. Well, who's in Akron? The
the
Arrows?
AA team.
Okay.
That's who we're going to tomorrow. So we're going down this exotic trip. We're going to Toledo tonight and Akron tomorrow. And then we'll eventually be in Erie, which is, just another vacation
Booming
destination.
metropolis.
Booming.
Booming.
Yeah. So we just thought we'd stay local and do something different.
That's very cool. Very cool. So I'm not sure how long it's been, but it's been pretty damn
It's been
fun.
long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Been
think
fun.
we've been an hour here.
Have we?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think people have tuned out.
I think.
So we can say whatever we want.
Only the
now.
diehards.
No one
only
else
the
is watching.
diehards are still
Yeah,
watching.
no one's
Oh,
watching
they're still
anymore.
watching.
They're
Yeah, this is
watching.
like the sign off.
We should give a code word right now, and then anyone that's watching,
so-
they have to give you the code word to know they stayed till the end.
They
That's
fast
awesome.
forward long ago.
And we'll have a lot more conversations as far as the music and videos and pictures that I want to have Tyler interlay. Like, what did you call it? Like a
Cover it. Just
Yeah,
cover it
split
with
screen.
video.
You and
Yeah.
all your jargon.
Yeah,
Not much
a
jargon.
split screen of
Yeah.
us here and like a video of generator up dancing, the pictures of other stuff,
Yeah.
pictures from your trip. Like
Yeah.
you sent
You
some,
can put it over it, sure.
Cool
Yeah,
ones
that's an
last
easy
night.
edit thing, sure.
and I know you always send other pictures of your other games.
Mhm.
We can just have a rolling
Mm-hmm.
thing. I think it'd be cool.
Well, before we go, I said this yesterday, and you're like, you should bring that up tomorrow. I was doing the math while we were at Bar Louie yesterday, right? It's not complicated math. It's been 38 years since we graduated high school.
Wow.
Yet, it still matters. We still show up. You still come out. Julie came out yesterday to say hello. We've got a group text that has a bunch of high school friends in it, and there aren't a lot of people that have that. I have a lot of friends from college that don't keep track, or people I work with that don't keep track of high school friends. And for some reason, it still matters. And this is still fun, and it's still important. And here we are all these years later, and it's just really special, and I'll
Jen
never
Potter
lose
Sanders
sight of
here.
that.
Audience of one.
Look at that.
Right. We have our
Right.
studio audience.
Yeah.
Jen from high
How'd
school.
we do? What'd you think? Were you enthralled?
She's probably like, well, these guys shut up.
Yeah,
Did we
exactly.
keep you engaged? And the only person that's missing is John Nauman. But I got plans. He'll be a part of the split screen too. We're gonna let him. That's some ideas, and we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
He's gonna be
For sure.
part of it. So
Yeah, he would be a good one to do a one-on-one with when his mic's working and his audio's working, because he had problems last time. But
yeah.
I'm sure Johnny could tell 1,000 stories about you.
Oh, we're gonna figure that out, and that I think it's gonna be a part that will be part of this. And with him, I could probably do a whole
Mm-hmm.
one just with
A
him. like on
one-on-one.
this.
I think you probably could.
You'll have.
So we'll make it up to you, Johnny. You get your own. You get to be part of this, and you get your own. So, thank you guys so much.
That's
This
an honor to be
means the
Thanks,
world
Sam.
to me.
Love you.
It's awesome. I love you guys, and enjoy your trip. And we'll do this again soon. So.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
Gotta get to the maple syrup overshoot.
Well, oh, yeah. Another good story. We have so many. Yes, there's going to be plenty more of this because there's a lot of stuff that has not been divulged. Maybe some of it shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Time to
We-
play
we
the
might
thing.
have
Statute of
might-
limitations.
Yeah, we might have to get somebody to sign off on.
Yeah,
some of this.
we'll figure it out. But thanks everyone. Thank you guys, and take care. Talk soon.
All right.
Time to
Bye,
play the
brother.
theme song.
Love you guys.
Cue the
Oh
theme
yeah.
song.
See ya. Thanks.